Well, I was for Professor Kyra, and I'm about to go full boomer for a hot fucking second because this experience that I just had at this game I worked is absolutely crazy, and I think we're genuinely doomed as a fucking society. Let me explain. So, on top of me being a mascot, I'm also a handler. I kind of switch off whenever I'm not being a mascot. In case you don't know what that is, it's basically the person that follows around the mascot, make sure they're okay and everything. Well, for this past game, I was actually handling for two mascots. One was the main mascot for the team I work for, and then there was a visiting character who didn't have a handler, and they asked me, they're like, hey, do you mind watching them also? Yeah. And I was like, it doesn't matter. I could do that. It was actually a Stitch character. It was actually really cute. They were very crazy, very hectic, very, oh my gosh. But, we love energy where I work, so it was fine. Um, so I was more watching them than the mascot that works for the team because I know that they know, like, I know that they're okay. They know where I am, kind of deal. Like, if they need something, they'll find me. But I was more watching the visitor because they've never been here before and all that kind of stuff. Well, we were on the top level, like, the top level of the arena I work at has, like, on each end, it's like that. That's the shape. Here and here are, like, party zones. And on the one party zone that we went to, um, there was a kids' party, and there's usually kids' parties and stuff. But there was an incident that happened that I'm like, oh my god, we're fucking doomed. So obviously, right now, the stupid fucking 6-7 thing is like really popular, and like that's fine because like whatever, like Fortnite dancing's always been a thing. Like there's always been something going on at any given time throughout any season or whatever. But this 6-7 shit, honestly, has been the scariest fucking like brain rot trend that's been going on right now because so I'm walking with the Stitch character. They're doing their thing. These kids, and they had to be under 10. I would put them somewhere between 6 and 10. These kids, I'd say maybe like 7, 8 years old, were screaming at the top of their lungs, and I'm talking like they were being murdered for this Stitch character to do the 6-7. And when they did, which they did it very like not so like super like into it, these kids dropped to their knees and screamed like so fucking loud and like were crying and just screaming and like throwing this huge fucking fit. They're like, yeah, yeah. And like it was honestly like the scariest thing I've ever seen. And then what they would do is like when we were leaving and going to the next part of the arena, because we were just kind of walking around, they were running after them and still screaming at the same volume to do it again and do it again. And like their parents had to grab them and pull them away from this person because which took a while to get to that point anyway, but whatever. Um, because they were like starting to like almost tackle this character because they wanted them to do this stupid fucking trend again. And usually I don't care. Like, I've worked as a mascot for a while. I've seen a bunch of stuff come and go. I've seen flossing. I've seen the gritty. I've seen, this whole thing. But those have never equated to the level of whatever this fucking trend is. And I'm honestly starting to feel my age because it was honestly very scary. And, like, they were trying to, like, tackle this poor fucking character to do something so crazy. And, like, every time like they have and I hate it, I really hate it, but like where I work has like a 6-7 cam and they'll like go around the arena and these kids, you can see them, they are fucking losing their minds. And like I said, I am not trying to be a boomer, but I think we're at a point where like brain rot really fucking is like severely affecting the youth because like this was that situation. I like when I did catch up with like the mascot that I actually like work with, they were being asked by, they had to be 2 3 years old, barely able to say words, asking them to do 6-7. I don't think kids that young should be first off exposed to brain rot but also be repeating brain rot. I don't want to be that person, but I think brain rot is really destroying this country.